G'day guys, Daryl here from Australian Off-Road. Today we're just talking about our awning on our Quantum full height. As you can see, full height awning is a little bit higher up than what it is on our pop tops. Pop tops are very similar, the difference being that this one we've just got to reach a little bit more. We don't have to roll it out when we go to pop our roof. First things first, there's a little grey travel lock on either arm here that needs to be undone. They just hold the arms together when you're travelling around. So we'll undo those. Then on the bottom there's a little black wheel. All I'm doing there is just taking that out about a quarter of a turn. Don't need to go any further because otherwise it'll make it that you can undo them completely and it can cause a lot of problems down the track. So again, just a quarter of a turn and I'm ready to basically roll that down. In particular, this awning, you'll notice, has got written on the little lever up the top here that I'm pointing to, roll up or roll down. So effectively I need to push that into the roll down mode. So I'll just flick that lever up there, bit of a reach, and I'm ready to pull that down from there. So first and foremost, I'll pull that out, potentially down to about chest height is about the best height for that there. If I was to go into the van, I do have to be mindful that if I open the door, I want to lift the awning slightly near the door so I don't drag the door over the top of the vinyl or anything like that. So effectively, down into that position, I'll pull the side arm out here and I'll just push that up until it locks into place on the end there, on the little catch, and I'll do the same here on this end. That's locked there now into position ready so that when I do take that out, that will now adjust for my height and then I can lock it off for wind wires and the likes of. Secondly, now there's a lever on the base of each end of the uprights. I'll hold that out. I'm not using that to lift the weight of the arm. I'm actually using the other arm and I'm sliding that out. So if I don't let that release, it won't lock in like so. And I'll take that up a little bit. I'll do the same on the other end. And I'll get that roughly at the height I want it at. I can take that higher if I need to. We can lift that up a fair bit higher more there. And I can take this out a lot further. So as you can see there, it's down lower again. I can take that up higher again on both ends. And I'll get that roughly to a rough level area. That'll do me comfortably for my height. Then what I'll do is I'll just turn that black knob that I was talking about there before. It's now on the outside and that locks that off. So that stops that basically from sliding back inside there for in wind and that side of things. This awning set up like this when I do both ends on the black knob is now set up for a quick overnight stay, temporary stay. If you wanted to do a longer period, we'll show you a little bit further along how we can take the whole lot off the actual side of the van and stand it upright. Hey guys, now we'll do a little bit of a demonstration on if we were staying for a longer period of time. We wanted to set up the awning for a longer stay, so we want to make it out and we can put walls and the lights of around. So as you'll see, previously I'd done up the black wheels on the two, so I just undo both of those little black wheels again. We'll go to the other end here, and this end will allow us now, there's markings on the actual drum and there's markings on the actual uprights here as to how far we can actually take this out to stand it upright, because if we go past those markings, we can have the roof going back the wrong way towards the van, and it's not as stable as what it would be when we're at those marks, and it's right out so it lines up for our anti-flap kit, which we'll go through. So on the end of the drum here, there's a black mark that we do need to line up, so I need to still pull this down further. And that black mark is now lined up there that you can see that Luke's zooming in on. So you'll see one on the spindle here and one on the drum that we've now located the two together. Not quite 100% square there, but as we pull that out into place, it'll show that lines up. The other one that you'll notice is the vinyl part of the awning here. This is now in the vertical position or very close to it, and it's as far out as it can go as well, okay? So from here, basically we can tighten that up just a little bit. I always do it this way so it doesn't fall back onto me. So we do both ends on that side. When we go with these, there is black marks in around this area as well. as well as on the vertical side here. Previously I had this out for the overnight stay. The bottom end of this slide that we slid up needs to go no further than the black mark that's here. So I need to bring this back down to here to make that where everything lines up properly. So I'll take the weight, I'll bring that down, lock that into place. So now you can see it's lined up with the black mark itself. And I'll do the same on the other end. You'll notice now that the awning is very, very low to the ground. That's not a problem. You can also do this with one person, or you can do it with two people. It is an easy process. It's just remembering these steps. So the reason I lock this in, so when I go to disconnect off the side of the van itself, this doesn't want to slide back into the main arm. If it does that, you'll get a big belly in the vinyl. The whole thing will want to slide back towards you there. So from here, I know I'm starting away from where Luke is there, but I'll basically push a little grey lever here on the side. I've got the weight of the arm here itself, and I'm going to pull that away from the van, release the lever, and I've got all the weight of the awning here with this in my hand. So I'll take this up and stand that upright. I'm being very mindful here, we are on concrete, it is very slippery. If you're on the grass or anywhere, it will be a lot stabler than what it is here. And I'll do the same here again, pressing that, taking that up. And that's basically at that point now, all I need to do is I need to line these black marks up here. So you'll see that I've got quite a bow in the vinyl there at the moment. So if I undo that, I'm taking the weight and holding that out that way, and I'll take that out. And the black mark is just on the edge of there. I just can't quite pick that up, but that'll give you an idea. I'll do the same on the other end. Just inside the black mark. You can bring these out when that was still attached to the side there. We can bring those out to that black mark fully there. Sometimes it's easier to do it that way. From there, I would set that up nice and vertical. Two ways of doing it now. I can now put some pegs into the base pieces on both sides of the pole, and I can also put a guy rope on either end here as well and peg that down to the ground. Now what we need to do, we need to bring these arms back into the side of the van, basically is what we're aiming for now. So we'll undo this slightly, take a little bit of pressure off. You'll see it starting to sag. I've still got hold of it up here. Previous to this point, you would have already taken off your guy ropes, taken out your pegs at the base here. Okay, and then I'll take the weight of this and I'll bring this straight up and clip it straight into the side there again. Just push on it, it'll lock and it'll hold itself there. Okay, we'll do the same on the other end there. And the same again, undo that slightly, take the pressure and down I go, straight up onto the side, locked into place again. From there, we now need to drop this arm basically down to take out that stability side so that we're getting close to the folding up. So underneath here, you'll see a little grey lever sitting out. I'll just pull down on that there, like so. And that allows this arm up the top here, when I undo the black knob, if I don't forget about that, that allows that now to slide back down. So I'll slide that back down to the end as far as it can go there. I'll do the same on the other end there as well, and then from there I'll slide this arm back in here like so. So that there is back home, it can't go any further. That little lever's just going to fall out for the minute. I'll do the same on the other end. So down with the little grey lever, undo the knob, down with the lever, slide that home, and now I'm just reaching through and down I'll go with the awning from there, locked into place. Both are identical. Two people can do this quite comfortably doing it that way. And from there, all I need to do is do the roll up. So the roll up side, I'll get a good grip on the actual tape hanging down here, whatever name you want to call that. sometimes people will wrap it around their hand, not advisable, because you need it to slide through your hand to allow that to roll through. So I'll just get a good grip on it. I'll pull down slightly, but I'm going back to my lever here, and it's actually marked roll up, roll down. So it's going up there at the moment. I'm holding that, as you can see, so if I had that wrapped, I can't let it go. My hand could get caught in there. So I'm just letting it slide through, but keeping a good grip on it. And up we go. I can control that at any point. I would then squeeze the two together, so I've got the inner arm and that outer arm, and push the travel lock onto it there so it closes. If I don't squeeze the two together, I won't get that shut. So putting your hand around the back, as you can see, and I'm just squeezing, putting together. Same on both ends. The other one is that little black knob now. I just tighten that up that little bit that it needed to. And we're good. That's it packed up. The same as in the quick overnight stay is the same process. The full awning setup as we set up there with if we had the walls and all that on there, we still pack up the awning the same to travel on our way.